चौहान नहीं है।
लोगों के बाद इसके जस्ट हाँ लोगों के बाद पीछे प्लीज मूवी प्ले कर दें। हाँ जी मैं हूँ ठीक ओके।
जय जवान, जय किसान, जय विज्ञान, जय अनुसंधान।
Taking on the clarion call of Jai Vigyan, Jai Anusandhan, CSIR, the innovation engine of India, under the guidance of Union Minister for Science and propagate the diverse legacy, exclusive innovations and technology.
प्लीज मूवी स्टॉप कर दें। नमस्कार, शुभ प्रभात। मैं डॉक्टर प्रदीप चौहान विक्रमी संवत 2079 के पौष मास शुक्ल पक्ष की पूर्णिमा तिथि अनुसार 6 जनवरी की प्रातः वेला में वैज्ञानिक तथा औद्योगिक अनुसंधान परिषद के एक सप्ताह एक प्रयोगशाला कार्यक्रम के शुभारंभ के अवसर पर सभागार में उपस्थित सभी अतिथियों का स्वागत करता हूं। मेरा प्रोफेसर आर प्रदीप कुमार जी से विनम्र आग्रह है कि वो माननीय मंत्री डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह जी और हमारी महानिदेशक डॉक्टर एन कलैयासेल्वी जी को मंच पर लेकर आएं। आप सभी से अनुरोध है करतल ध्वनि से
the thing, no? There should be the launch of movie as the first one. After that only we'll be launching other things. In the list.
In the list, which movie?
This movie. This movie
okay.
will be launched by Minister.
Okay. यह हमारा सौभाग्य है कि माननीय डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह जी, माननीय राज्य मंत्री स्वतंत्र प्रभार विज्ञान और प्रौद्योगिकी मंत्रालय और उपाध्यक्ष वैज्ञानिक तथा औद्योगिक अनुसंधान परिषद हमारे मुख्य अतिथि हैं। महोदय, आपका समारोह में हार्दिक अभिनंदन है। डॉक्टर एन कलैयासेल्वी, महानिदेशक CSIR एवं सचिव DSIR की उपस्थिति हमारे समारोह को गरिमा प्रदान कर रही है। महोदया, आपका भी स्वागत है। मंचासीन प्रोफेसर आर प्रदीप कुमार, निदेशक CSIR CBRI रुड़की का भी मैं तहे दिल से स्वागत करता हूं। कार्यक्रम का प्रारंभ हम राष्ट्रगीत से कर रहे हैं। आप सभी से विनम्र आग्रह है कि राष्ट्रगीत के लिए सम्मान से अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं। वंदे मातरम।
वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, सुजला सुफला मलयज शीतला सस्य श्यामला मातरम, वंदे मातरम, शुभ्र ज्योत्स्ना पुलकितया फुल्लकुसुमित द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरम्।
धन्यवाद। किसी भी समारोह का विधिवत शुभारंभ दीप प्रज्वलन की मांगलिक परंपरा से होता है। उसी का निर्वहन करते हुए मैं मंचासीन अतिथियों से आग्रह करूंगा कि दीप प्रज्वलन करके समारोह का शुभारंभ करें।
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं।
अब समय है स्वागत संबोधन का। मैं डॉक्टर एन कलाई सेल्वी बहोदिया से अनुरोध करता हूं कि वो अपना स्वागत संबोधन प्रस्तुत करें।
Namaskar, most respected and Honorable Minister of Science and Technology and the Vice President of CSIR, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, Dr. Pradeep Kumar, Director CBRI, my CSIR family and my extended press and media family, well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasant morning to each and every one of you. I'm extremely happy to be a part of this very, very important meeting of today. We can call it as an initiation, a new attempt, a new campaign, or a new activity, which is the real-time implementation which is going to get kick-started from our Honorable Minister of Science and Technology. And the idea itself is the out-of-box thinking idea of Honorable Minister of Science and Technology that CSIR should celebrate 1 week, 1 lab as a campaign and an activity by means of which CSIR will be made visible to the entire public of this nation as well as to the entire globe. Sir, on behalf of entire CSIR family, I wish to place on record our sincere thanks and appreciations to you. Without your idea, CSIR would have never thought about this kind of a very unique program by means of which we will be able to really reach the entire public of this particular nation and the globe also. Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, along with the Honorable Prime Minister, all the time they are coming up with very many new activities. Especially in the recent past, CSIR has been advised to come up with number of new initiatives, and this is one such new initiative which is going to get inaugurated today, as the very first activity of this new year 2023. We from CSIR, a big family of 37 national laboratories, we will be celebrating this 1 week, 1 lab campaign for the next 7 or 8 months. And on 26th of September in the year 2023, we'll be concluding our activities again with the Honorable Minister of Science and Technology along with his support and blessings. Friends, we are living at a very particular time when the country is really passing through Amrit Kal. So each and every one of us, we are the proud citizens of this country, especially during this Amrit Kal. We have to leverage all our technologies and we have to make them reliable, implementable, and much more relevant to meet out the requirements of the society, not only with respect to India, but also at the global scale. And friends, if you just see the history, each and every country is famous for one activity or one area. India, apart from our known popularity for the sake of rich heritage and culture, especially in terms of mathematics, in the field of mathematics and information technology, India's capabilities are globally known. So far India was celebrated very specially for only 2 numbers. One is 0, the other one is 1. 0 is, India can take even ownership on 0 thanks to mathematician Ramanujan. And again 0 and 1 are really related to India because of this IT communication and the digital communication. Now friends, time has come. India should start thinking very strongly and meditate on one more number, which is number 7. You can ask me why number 7? Already there are a number of reasons known. There are 7 wonders, 7 big C's, 7 good habits of great people. You can even talk about 7 good colors of rainbow. But where India can take pride exclusively on this number 7 is, when the country is planning for India at 2047, CSIR has come up with an interim kind of a plan and a vision for year 2030, for which we have another 7 years. Therefore, next 7 years is going to be an amazing period, not only for CSIR, but also for the country, because recently we realized, reiterated, and made the public also to be aware that CSIR is the innovation engine of India. Mantriji, again we are extremely thankful to you because it is you and you only who launched the tagline of CSIR, and now we are able to reach the country with our tagline that CSIR is the innovation engine of India. And we from CSIR, we are fully aware, thoroughly aware that next 7 years is a very, very great period. This is a period during which CSIR has to demonstrate, we have to prove, and we have to really come out with a number of success stories by means of which not only CSIR, but also the country should be celebrated across the globe, by means of which 2030 becomes our midterm success, and we will be reaching the ultimate success in the year 2047, which is the dream of the Honorable Prime Minister of India. So considering all these points together, it was meditated and thought about in a very, very deep dive discussion through thought process. Honorable Mantriji came out with a kind of a very great idea of each CSIR laboratory will be celebrating 1 week wherein we will be showcasing all our technologies and we will be giving opportunities for the general public to come, visit, touch, talk, and feel the real great feeling for science inside the laboratory and also in our outreach centers, wherein we will be having very, very exclusive programs for state ministries, line ministries, industry, MSME, startup, researchers, students, and the general public. So whenever we are talking about startups, Honorable Minister used to say that the word startup should not be a standalone startup, it should be a sustainable startup. CSIR has taken your points very, very seriously, and we are working towards that, sir. And therefore, by following all the suggestions given by you, today we are going to get this 1 week, 1 lab program inaugurated by the Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, who is the Vice President of CSIR. Without taking much of time, I just place on record, and I, on behalf of entire CSIR family, I extend a very, very warm welcome to the Honorable Minister of Science and Technology. Warm welcome to you, sir. I should place on record my thanks to his office also, because this idea was told by Minister on 26th of September when we had the leadership meet. Subsequently, in the month of December, I had a phone call from his office. Thanks to Prashant Jaji again. He just came up with a kind of a nice gesture of reminding CSIR that when are you going to start with whatever minister has suggested to you. Thanks again. Even though we were thinking about it, the moment we get a call from the minister's office, then we started working with a different kind of energy and different kind of momentum. So with all these kinds of background support, motivation, encouragements, we are here. And when we started thinking about this 1 week, 1 lab, our good friends from CBRI, they are the heroes of today. So they came up with a kind of idea that, yes, we will just help CSIR to get initiated with this program. And it's such a great coincidence because they are working on constructions and building something new. And actually, Minister was casually now telling that when somebody was trying to explain the safe demolition of Twin Towers, so Honorable Minister was, in the lighter way, he was telling, so you guys are good at demolition also. Then I said, yes, sir, but safe demolition. So CBRI is known for building, construction, and also for safe demolition. Because Mantri sir, we are taking end to end, starting from creation up to demolition. End to end, CSIR is taking care of the entire community in terms of science and technology. And I again wish to place on record my thanks and appreciations to all my CBRI family. And I should say million times thanks to all my great leaders who are sitting here, directors from different laboratories, joint secretary and financial advisor. And Minister himself asked me to just introduce all the directors who have come all the way from your place to here just to make this event a great and a memorable event. So Dr. Anandavalli, Director of SCRC, Dr. C. Anantha Ramakrishnan, Director, NIST, Trivandrum, Professor Sudasmana Basu, Director, CSIR IMMT Bhubaneswar, Professor Manoranjan Parida, CSIR CRRI Delhi, Director 4PA Sridevi Jade, Dr. Sridevi Jade, okay. Director IICT and Director IIM, Dr. Srinivas Reddy, Director CMAP, Dr. Arun, Dr. Prabodh Trivedi, Director IMTech, where is he sitting? Yeah, Koshla, Dr. Koshla, Dr. Sridevi Annapurna Singh, Director CFTRI, Dr. Kannan Srinivasan from CSMCRI, Dr. Arun from IICB Kolkata, Dr. Avinash from AMPRI, Director AMPRI, Director NML, Dr. Prakash from NGRI, CSIR NGRI, Dr. Sriram from Director CLRI and Director Additional Charge Secretary, Dr. Sunil from NIO Goa, CSIR NIO, Dr. Anantha Ramakrishna from CSIO Chandigarh. I already told Prakash, I think that time you slept. Dr. Prakash from NGR, I already told. So I think I have mentioned all the directors. Thank you so very much. And my thanks are due to each and every one of you present here. And taking this opportunity, I extend a very, very warm welcome to all the CSIR family members, and especially to my headquarters leaders, HODs, and all the Professor Ram Vishwakarma, senior people, and RC member of CBRI, all the esteemed guests who are all decorating here. And thank you one and all. Extend a very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Now I look forward to listen to the proceedings. Thank you very much.
धन्यवाद मैम आपके उत्साहवर्धक संबोधन के लिए। निश्चय ही आपके संबोधन ने हम सीबीआरआई वालों में एक अलग ही उत्साह भर दिया है और हम आपसे वादा करते हैं कि हम इस सप्ताह को यादगार सप्ताह बना देंगे। कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए मैं प्रोफेसर आर प्रदीप कुमार, निदेशक CSIR CBRI को एक सप्ताह एक प्रयोगशाला कार्यक्रम की रूपरेखा और विस्तृत योजना प्रस्तुत करने के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं। प्रोफेसर आर प्रदीप कुमार।
Honorable Union Minister for Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, respected Director General of CSIR, Dr. N. Kalai Selvi Madam, fellow directors of CSIR institutes and laboratories, distinguished heads of the departments of government, senior representatives of government and private organizations, members of the print and electronic media, distinguished invitees and RC members of CSIR CBRI, and my colleagues from CSIR CBRI. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to each of you to the curtain raiser of CSIR initiative 1 Week, 1 Lab. This program is being organized under the able direction of the Honorable Union Minister for Science and Technology and under the esteemed guidance of DG Madam Dr. N. Kalai Selvi. It is a nationwide theme-based campaign to showcase the technological breakthroughs and innovations in the CSIR labs. So the main objectives are to identify the needs of the region, industry, and develop desired scientific solutions, to develop collaborations with states and industry for deployment and commercialization, to identify the industry for co-development of next generation technologies and products, to create a network of government, academia, and industry for faster delivery, to motivate youngsters and budding entrepreneurs to create startups. Now coming to the launch of CBRI 1 Week, 1 Lab program. So during this first week, that is 6th January to 13th January, CSIR CBRI Roorkee is happy to present the contributions made during the last few decades. And programs include workshops and exhibitions, stakeholders, industry, MSME, and academia meets at Delhi, Mumbai, Dehradun, Ghaziabad. Technology Challenge Hackathons, Student Scientist Connect, and Atal Tinkering Lab activities, plenary talks, keynote lectures, and roundtable discussions, technology demonstration and interactions with public representatives of state of Uttarakhand and other stakeholders. A brief about Central Building Research Institute. So CBRI is one of the 37 constituent national laboratories of CSIR. It is established in 1947. Since 75 years, it has been engaged in generating, cultivating, and nurturing building science and technology to serve the country. The institute has been engaged with the building construction and building materials industries and provided timely, appropriate, and economical solutions to many needs. So technology developments at CSIR CBRI with the vision to be a state-of-the-art knowledge center of national importance, CBRI is on a mission devoted to the research, development and innovation towards solving building challenges along 5 verticals: safety, sustainability, functionality, aesthetics and economy, keeping in focus the capacity development and human resources and speed of building construction. So CSIR CBRI's R&D outcomes have significantly contributed to the implementation of national missions announced by Honorable Prime Minister and President CSIR, that is Shri Narendra Modi ji. So 3 crore affordable houses under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, developed more than 100 designs for rural housing typology compendium that's called PAHEL, which was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister. 5 crore 2-pit rural latrines under Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. COVID-19 makeshift hospitals at 115 locations across the country. UVC-based air disinfectant system deployed in the Indian Parliament building along with the collaboration from CSIR CSIO. Planning, designing, construction monitoring of disaster resilient 132 hospitals and 70 schools and 1 central library in Nepal. More than 40,000 settling chambers for brick kilns. Developed under-reamed pile foundation technology which is widely adopted by the construction industry under poor soil conditions. Design and fabrication technique for shelters erected in Antarctica. Fire protection cover for aircraft seat cushion for Indian Airlines. Landslide early warning system in the Chamoli Joshimath region. Health monitoring of national heritage structures like Qutb Minar, Konark Temple, Taj Mahal and Chittorgarh Fort. Rehabilitation designs for Sri Kedarnath Temple, Sri Jagannath Temple, Kashi Vishwanath Temple at Varanasi and Sri Ram Mandir at Ayodhya, Mahakaleshwar Temple at Ujjain and Mansa Devi at Panchkula. Post-earthquake damage assessment activities and reconstruction activities after earthquakes, major earthquakes, that is Latur, Uttarkashi, Bhuj, Sikkim, Doda, Manipal and Nepal. Following the verdict of Supreme Court, supervised the demolition of twin towers at Delhi with the technical support from CSIR SIMFER. Remarkable feats in the areas of new construction materials using construction demolition, quota and marble stone cutting waste, geopolymer concrete, wood without a tree, rice husk composite door shutters, lightweight mud fusca using agro-industrial waste, corrosion inhibitor and also green building technologies. Over the last 2 decades, CSIR CBRI has filed over 110 national and 2 international patents. And CBRI has signed MOUs with industries for skilled manpower development. It has received many recognitions from the associated agencies. And in terms of national and international engagements, at the national level, Institute closely interacts with ministries, DST, MAHUA, Ministry of Rural Development, MHA, Ministry of External Affairs, BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, and societies of state government. CBRI has contributed building technologies, skill development for retrofitting in the neighboring countries also, that is Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal. And CSIR CBRI maintains international research linkages with CIB Netherlands, TWAS Italy, BRE UK, and ASTM USA, CSIRO Australia, RILEM France, and many other technical organizations. In closing, we are very happy that CSIR's 1 week, 1 lab program is starting with showcasing the products of CSIR CBRI R&D outcomes. We are equally overjoyed that this program is being launched by Honorable Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji in the presence of Director General of CSIR Dr. N. Kalaiselvi and other directors of labs, heads of various departments, representatives from print and electronic media, and my colleagues from CSIR family. So thank you and Jai Hind.
अब हमारे माननीय मंत्री जी 1 वीक 1 लैब थीम पर एक वीडियो लॉन्च करेंगे। वीडियो प्लीज।
जय जवान, जय किसान, जय विज्ञान, जय अनुसंधान।
Taking on the clarion call of Jai Vigyan Jai Anusandhan, CSIR, the innovation engine of India, under the guidance of Union Minister for Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh, initiates first of its kind, 1 week, 1 lab campaign. The campaign will showcase and propagate the diverse legacy, exclusive innovations, and technological breakthroughs of 37 laboratories of CSIR. During the campaign, each CSIR lab shall be organizing week-long events, including Industry and Startups Meet, Students Connect, Society Connect, Display of Technologies, etc. 1 week, 1 lab campaign will help in identifying the needs of regions and industry, collaborating for deployment and commercialization, nurturing the potential industry for the co-development of next-gen technologies and products, creating networks of government, academia, industry for faster delivery and deployment, and motivating youngsters and budding entrepreneurs to create startups. During this phase of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, come join us in this journey of innovation through research and technology on the road to 2047 of creating an Atmanirbhar Bharat.
अब मेरा समारोह के मुख्य अतिथि माननीय डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह जी से विनम्र आग्रह है कि वो CSIR 1 सप्ताह 1 प्रयोगशाला के प्रतीक चिन्ह का अनावरण करें। मेरा पुनः मंत्री जी से आग्रह है कि वो CSIR CBRI 1 सप्ताह 1 प्रयोगशाला के प्रतीक चिन्ह का अनावरण करें। महोदय धन्यवाद। हमने अपने 1 सप्ताह 1 प्रयोगशाला कार्यक्रम के अंतर्गत नवोन्मेष एवं निर्माण सामग्रियों और प्रौद्योगिकियों विषय पर आज एक कार्यशाला का आयोजन किया है। माननीय मंत्री जी से अनुरोध है कि कार्यशाला की प्रोसीडिंग्स का विमोचन कर इस कार्यशाला का शुभारंभ करें। संजीव कुमार सिंह, आप इस कार्य में हमारा सहयोग दें। महोदय, इस अवसर पर हम अपने संस्थान की YouTube चैनल का शुभारंभ आपके कर कमलों से करवाने की अभिलाषा रखते हैं। इसलिए हम आपसे एक बार पुनः विनम्र आग्रह करते हैं कि CSIR CBRI YouTube चैनल भवन तरंग का शुभारंभ कर हमें कृतार्थ करें। डॉक्टर अजय चौरसिया इस कार्य में हमारी मदद करेंगे।
The independence of India in 1947, the country faced the daunting task of rebuilding the nation. The primary focus was on providing the citizens with the necessities of dignified living, like food, clothing and shelter. To address the issues, a Building Research Unit, BRU, was set up in Roorkee the same year. On 10th February 1951, the unit was upgraded by CSIR to a national laboratory, Central Building Research Institute. CSIR CBRI is a world-class research and knowledge center of national importance for providing innovative solutions to all the aspects of building science and technology. Today, CSIR CBRI touches the life of every citizen of India through its research, development and innovations in building science, engineering and technology. Some of the signature projects include Central Vista Project, New Parliament Building, Pakyong Airport, COVID-19 makeshift hospitals and disinfection solution, post-disaster reconstruction in India, Nepal, Myanmar, Kenya, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Bhutan and many more. Rehabilitation of heritage structures, Taj Mahal, Konark Temple, Jagannath Temple, Kedarnath, CSTM, Chittorgarh Fort, rehabilitation of plant and industries. CSIR CBRI outcomes are aligned with national missions, SDG, G20, climate change, IPCC and so on. 10 crore cost-effective houses constructed in India under these missions are glaring examples of the technologies developed at this institute. The journey of perfection is continuing at a quantum rate for wider translation of R&D outcomes to field, capacity building and information dissemination as an initiative to reinforce the innovative engine of India. Here is CSIR CBRI's YouTube channel.
मैं इसी कड़ी में बताना चाहता हूं कि इस YouTube चैनल पर हमने 58 शॉर्ट वीडियोस हमारे 6 शोध क्षेत्रों से समाहित किए हैं और भविष्य में हमारा लक्ष्य लगभग 100 वीडियो तक पहुंचने का है। अब वो वेला आ गई है जिसकी प्रतीक्षा सभागार में उपस्थित सभी लोगों को है। अतः मैं बिना किसी भूमिका के माननीय मंत्री जी को उनके संबोधन के लिए आमंत्रित कर रहा हूं। माननीय मंत्री जी।
धन्यवाद। एक तो बिना भूमिका के आमंत्रित करने के लिए, क्योंकि कई बार ऐसा होता है कि भूमिका इतनी लंबी हो जाती है भाषण छोटा पड़ता है। डायरेक्टर जनरल डॉक्टर कलाई सेल्वी, प्रोफेसर प्रदीप कुमार, डायरेक्टर्स ऑफ डिफरेंट CSI laboratories, members of the fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I must thank Dr. Kalai Selvi for a very warm welcome address, full of enthusiasm, exuberance, and she's tried to give you a new acronym of digit 7 or number 7. But I was waiting and wondering, she missed out. Actually, we are today celebrating next 7 days of CBRI CSIR. So if the digit 7 is to be celebrated, the show is stolen by CBRI. So next 1 week would be 7 days, incidentally. Different people talk of CSIR in different ways. They try to portray CSIR in a different way. Some of them don't know much about it. Some know and not know enough. Some describe it in their own way. Those of us associated with it also try to eulogize it in our way, the best we think possible. But if you ask me in today's context, and the manner in which under Prime Minister Modi, the government is trying to define certain priorities for itself and certain flagship initiatives, I think, keeping with today's times and spirits, CSIR can be described as the torchbearer of India's journey of Atmanirbhar Bharat. A fact which is not much known, much not talked about, maybe that is also the motivation why we are indulging in this kind of activity of 1 week, 1 lab, is that we actually launched ourselves on the Atmanirbhar path even before many others had done, and even before India had gained freedom. We had 5 labs way back in 1942. So we were actually Atmanirbhar even before India attained freedom. And not only that, some of our products got to be recognized even outside India, but possibly we didn't celebrate them enough and didn't get the kind of recognition that we deserved. And I think one of the earliest products was brought out by none less than Sir Ramnath Chopra, the mint, which is hardly known. Everybody uses it, tastes it, but nobody gives the credit to CSIR. So we gave the world the mint long before others could think of indulging in this kind of initiatives. The indigenous dental plants also came from the CSIR, the high resolution mapping, the aroma mission. These are all very much indigenous, self-reliant initiatives of CSIR. So if we have to live up to Prime Minister's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, I think we have an edge above many other organizations and agencies, and we can carry the torch forward. We have 37 labs, more than 3,000 scientists, more than 5,000 scholars, almost equal number of technical staff. So we are a huge family, a huge army. We have 7 directors led by a general, and just as for the first time under Prime Minister Modi, the Republic Day parade was led by a woman general. And only yesterday you had a woman officer at Siachen. Incidentally, the general here is also a woman general. So we have 7 directors, all of them equals, the first among them a general. And CSIR waited for 80 years to have a woman general. So that is also a celebration of the kind of emphasis this government is giving. We are already living up to those avowed objectives that the Modi government has laid down before us. Now the question is, why this 1 week, 1 lab concept or idea? I think because I realize that we have so much to offer, but those for whom we are here to offer are themselves not aware of it. So if they are aware of it, they'll come looking for us. See, in any class of people, sometimes you have 2 categories. One is those who don't know. The other is those who don't know that they don't know. So for quite some time in the past, we were dealing that we were actually dealing with a class of people who didn't know that they didn't know. Some of them who get to know about us try to reach out to us, but the number is very far and few. We have so much of applied technologies available today which could be of utility to every sector. Unfortunately, even in the government sector we are not much known. For example, our heli-borne technology, it was just incidental. We got in touch with the Jal Shakti Ministry and we told them, they were looking for something like this, hunting where from abroad they could get a technology like that. And we told them we already had this. Our sewage treatment and sewage reuse was not known to the concerned sectors and ministries. And therefore we actually engaged ourselves with them. So if that is the state of affairs in-house, you can imagine, for those who are actually going to benefit from us, how are they being deprived of what all that we have to offer? So I think that was also an important, because I come across these labs, they are like monuments standing, 37 monuments in different parts of the country. They have a huge premises, acres of land, good four wall, nobody peeps in, nobody comes out. And in some places you have an IIT close by, some places you have a medical college and AIIMS, they hardly get to see each other. I got through that experience once when I think I was in Reddy's. He told me that they are coming out with they are working on a tubercular resistance, multi-drug resistant tubercle drug. I think Vishwakarma had started and Reddy was continuing. And incidentally, I realized that just 3 kilometers away from them, they had a postgraduate medical institute. I said, are they aware of it? He said, no, we don't know who they are and nor do they care much. So I sat there. We got the dean of that institute to be there. She was kind enough, she came. We requested her. I said, why can't you, since you are training postgraduates in pharmacology, why can't we have a thesis in pharmacology with a guide from our lab? And I'm told this year they started that also. So we could have done so much in these years which we have lost. If only they had known what we are doing and we had tried to reach out. We didn't reach out because we were not trained to be like that. We were trained to confine ourselves to our work. But the kind of milieu that we confront now, I think we have to make the amends that the society expects from us. And now, of course, we have this startup movement which has picked up after the Prime Minister gave it a push. So there also we can be very relevant. Since we are not much known among this crowd of potential startups, they usually confine themselves to IT. And somehow the myth has gone around the country that startup means IT, which is not so. We have a huge resource in our labs which may not be necessarily IT, like you saw CBRI, it's not information related. You have this IIIM, it's not immediately IT related. You have so many of agri-related institutes. We have huge agri potential. So actually it is we who could contribute the maximum to the startup movement spearheaded by Prime Minister Modi. But since the startups don't know and we have not started off with them, so वो जैसे पुराना गाना होता था कि तुमसे आया ना गया हमसे बुलाया ना गया. And those of us who reach out through the corridors, they get the benefit of Technology Development Board, all the loans, but we are not reaching out to them. So that is why we have also started this process. I don't know how far we shall go, to hold these startup expos at our initiative. MIT is doing it, Commerce Ministry is doing it, but we are the ones who can actually provide the technology. So I think they did one in Gandhinagar, Gujarat, one in Srinagar. I hope we could. And that itself would, and then entrepreneurship linked with startups. Because unless we link livelihood and a lucrative entrepreneurship, the startup doesn't become sustainable. But it is we who could actually, because for sustainability you need innovation. It is our labs who are constantly innovating. You are doing one thing today, you are experimenting with the next tomorrow. So I think these are some of the reasons for which I hope this initiative would address. And of course then the synergy. This will also give us, once we showcase ourselves, at least those around us would know where we are. And this synergy or integration has to happen at 3 levels. One is the integration amongst ourselves, amongst the labs themselves. We have 37 labs, and in the ministry we have other institutes in biotechnology. Picking up this cue, I suggested to Rajesh Gokhale. So they are also launching from next month. They'll be doing it one institute 1 month, because they have 16. So they have to keep pace with you for 1 year. So they said if we do 1 week, the madam will take over. But somehow this has impressed them. They're very enthusiastic about it. So one is the integration. Let all of us, now for example, if tomorrow we have a theme-based event, which I think will be the next step we'll do, we will integrate based on the theme. All the labs, all the institutes coming within the ministry. Biotechnology is part of that. A whole lot of biotechnology happening in our institutes, both genomics, plant, etc. The director is also there. So we could integrate and then showcase ourselves. So next showcasing can happen theme-wise. So look at, this is the theme we can offer, this is the theme resource we can offer, and these are the potential takers who can benefit from us. So first is introduction. Now because we are starting from a stage where we are not known as labs. So first we'll introduce ourselves. Maybe next time, then when the next cycle we'll combine, we'll have simultaneous theme-based as well. It's just like, when you get introduced from one family to the other during matchmaking, first is only naam kya hai, ye kya hai, wo kya hai. तो दूसरी मुलाकात में भी खाना बना लेती हो, गाना गाती हो. So next time we'll go theme, so that actually we can be really of utility. We have a whole utility value. And I'm sure when in 1942 this was envisaged, they had all this in mind. Somewhere we got lost in the different priorities of the earlier governments. So first is the second would be integration with the other science institutes, the IITs, the AIMS. I did that experiment. I happened to be in Jammu for their lab, so I got them sign an MOU with IIM, IIT and AIMS, all the 4. So so that they can have joint projects. So first would be integration, second would be and third would be extended integration, where you rope in the concerned industry. Now for example, CBRI is doing all this. After having integrated with the similar agenda institutes, why can't later we then integrate with L&T, with others? They can fund us, we can provide them technology. In the process, we can have better outcomes. And we can also serve the cause of startups. So I think this is what is in my mind. I hope, I don't know how far it goes, but this is what had inspired this, and I'm glad that we have taken off. And at the conclusion of, and now this 1 week, as I was suggesting to Professor Pradeep Kumar, they are having events at different places. Oh, that's good. That's an appreciable idea physically. The events can happen in 4 or 5 places, but the events should be seen by all the places. And we have the means to do that. Everything is happening online these days. So I'm sure that will be also taken care of. The other part which also motivated me to come up with this idea was that the mainstream media doesn't cover us much. And it will not, at least for the near future, till they evolve, because they are also evolving. For the time being, they are only stuck up in 9 o'clock debate about who abused whom. So gradually this will happen. We are a young society. We are just 75 years independent society. Maybe the Western media, they have evolved further. Even during the height of COVID, there will be just one news item in BBC, whereas we were talking about COVID whole day. So, but by the time they evolve, we cannot lose our time, because our lifespans are limited. Our work years are limited. So in order to make up for that, why don't we use the tools that we already have in hand? So we would use online tools, we would use videos, we use social media. These days, fortunately for us, even the newspapers are read on the social media, even the TV news is watched on the mobile. So why can't we also enter that space? So we'll try to do that. And regular media briefings, we have the advantage of having PIB with us, Doordarshan with us, the information department, at least they are government organs. They would be supportive, if not the private. So we can actually, if we are a little more imaginative, creative, we can find our own space and create our own space. So that was the idea, and I'm sure as we move on, now that the Director General has prepared an entire list of the itinerary, which lab will happen one. So the other labs can start preparing right away so that they have enough time to do so. And then they could also have enough time to actually introspect how best to project themselves. So, and I'm sure learning from this experience, we'll move forward. And I'm sure at the end of the day, you would also enjoy having done what you're going to do. Thank you.
धन्यवाद माननीय मंत्री जी। आपने बहुत सरल शब्दों में 1 वीक 1 लैब को किस तरह से हमें आगे ले जाना है उसके लिए मार्गदर्शन दिया। साथ ही साथ आपने हमारे सामने एक ऐसा खाका खींचा है जिसको अपनाते हुए हमको आगे बढ़ना है। हम विश्वास दिलाते हैं कि हम CSIR फैमिली आपको इस गंतव्य में निराश नहीं करेंगे। अब मैं डॉक्टर एन कलैया सेल्वी महानिदेशक CSIR से अनुरोध करूंगा कि वो माननीय डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह जी का अभिनंदन करें। अब मैं अपने संस्थान के निदेशक प्रोफेसर आर प्रदीप कुमार जी से अनुरोध करूंगा कि वे हमारी अपनी महानिदेशक का डॉक्टर एन कलैया सेल्वी जी का अभिनंदन करें। अब कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए मैं आमंत्रित कर रहा हूं डॉक्टर सुखदेव कराडे को कि वो अपना धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव प्रस्तुत करें।
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor for me to propose a vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank the Honorable Minister for Science and Technology and Vice President CSIR for sparing his valuable time from his hectic schedule to be with us today. Sir, following your vision and directions given by you, CSIR has started this series of events as you called to celebrate 1 week, 1 lab. This is really a very exciting program, going to be very successful the way we are getting the responses from the common people for different events to be held across the country. And as you suggested, sir, we are live streaming this program also on YouTube and Facebook. Sir, your speech was very inspiring, and it will guide us, all of us, to meet the expectations of the government and people from CSIR. I would like to thank our DG Madam, Dr. Kalai Selvi, for her support and constant encouragement in the organizing team, which eventually led to this event today so early in a very short period. I am sure the guidance and motivation will continue till the end of the events will be celebrated across the 37 laboratories. Thank you, madam. I thank our director, CSIR CBRI, Professor Pradeep Kumar ji, for his motivation, guidance and continuous monitoring of the progress, and also for providing a hurdle-free working environment to the team. We are also thankful to the administration for providing all the supports. Thanks to all the CSIR directors present today, our RC members and other dignitaries in this program. Thank you all participants, press and media for your presence. We are thankful to the support team from Habitat Center also. Last but not the least, thanks to the staff of CSIR headquarters and members of the organizing team from CBRI for their tireless work, without which none of these events would have been possible. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
I have two important things.
The Honorable has the last word.
Oh my God, you made me to make it, sir. So Honorable Minister strongly feels that the moment he was informed of that CBRI is going to have one day exclusively meant for startup, Honorable Minister desires that every lab can plan it in such a way that among the 7 days or among the 5 days, active days, you are expected to come up with one day exclusively for startups. So all directors may plan it in such a way, and those who are not here, please pass on this message that every lab should have one day for exclusive startup program. This is one announcement. And second thing, I just requested Honorable Minister that whether all of us can take one group photo with him. So as usual, he agreed so happily. So now we will have a group photo with Honorable Minister. Thank you.
The last day of our tour, we went to CSIR Neeri. Neeri. So the media team was given a wonderful presentation of the green firecrackers. The difference between green firecrackers and commercial crackers. Incidentally, that day Cabinet came out with a passage of the green hydrogen mission. So we have seen the lab also, sir, and they had a wonderful time. So my suggestion would be, sir, after the end of the 1 week program, if the director will call the local media and interact with them, it will give good mileage. Thank you.
Sure.
Rather, not only in the beginning, let it be in the beginning so that media then has time for 7 days to cover that.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Maybe first day all directors can go for a
briefing.
Information.
No, you can switch on.
Yeah, yesterday at CSIR CBRI we did the media briefing, so that was elaborate. So they have asked.
Give a copy of it to them in the central.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
And also one small PPT consisting of 5 to 6 slides will be handed over to Shambhuk ji. Sir, you can just share it with all your print and media friends so that you will get more understanding about what are the different programs that we have and activities under this 1 week 1 lab program. So we'll hand over some printouts with you.
अब एक साप्ताहिक प्रयोगशाला कार्यक्रम के अंतिम पड़ाव पर हम पहुंच गए हैं। मेरा आप सभी से आग्रह है कि राष्ट्रगान के लिए अपने अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं।
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा, जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे हे जय हे जय 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 हे